Hello everyone. In the previous videos we have been learning about the measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. Now we are to learn about the dispersion. What is the necessity of dispersion? What we get from it? What is the definition of dispersion? And what are the types or measures of dispersion? See, when we were finding the measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode, that were giving us only a single value in the center of the complete data, which was representing the entire data. But it was not informing us about any of the spreading or the variation of the data around that particular central tendency, either mean or median or mode. For example, suppose we find the mean of some particular data which are given to us, like number 1, we are given 2, 5, 8, 10 and 15. If we find the mean of them, that mean is x bar equal to sigma xi upon n. The sum of these numbers is 40 divided by n, that is 5, that comes as 8. Then next is 1, 2, 8, 9 and 20. These are also the data and 5 data only. If we find their mean, that is also coming as 40 upon 5, that is 8. We take one more case like 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. If we find the mean of them x bar, that is also sum of the data upon n, and that is also 40 upon 5, that is 8. In all these cases, we are finding that the mean of all the data is 8. But are we able to find out from that how much is the variation of these data from this particular number, that is mean? Here, to find out that spreading over or the scattering or the variation of the numbers about or around the measure of central tendency, we need the dispersion. It means to learn about the variation, about the scattering or about the spreading of the data around the measure of central tendency, dispersion is required. So we've learned about the importance of dispersion. Then what is dispersion? Let's learn about its definition. Dispersion is the measure of scattering or spreading of data around the measure of central tendency. Then what are the measures of dispersion? The measures of dispersion are, number 1, we have range. Number 2, we have mean deviation. Then we have quartile deviation. The next is the variation or variance. And the next is the standard deviation. Now we will be learning about all these measures of dispersions one by one. Let's learn about the first measure of central tendency, that is range. Range actually is the simplest measure of dispersion. Simplest measure. This gives us the width, total width of the data. It means what? We can define the range as the difference between the maximum, or we can say the largest data and the minimum. or least data. We can also write it as range is equal to largest data minus smallest or least data. To understand this with an example, suppose we have the numbers like 5, 2, 6, 10, 12, 8, 20, 30, 21. What we find here? The largest data we are finding is 30. And the minimum data we are finding in this is 2. It means we can say the range is equal to the maximum data, that is 30, minus the least data, that is 2, this is 28. We can also say this is the width of the data. After learning about the range, in the next video we will be learning about mean deviation. What is mean deviation and how to calculate mean deviation for the given data or distribution. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any comments or doubts, leave them in the comment box and I will get back to you.